Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of YI.Pan here on Instagram. And apparently, I was already following this artist on X as well, but they have a different name. I think it's, let me just translate this monkey. Okay. Based in Paris. It's so confusing. Or at Houge Ho. Interesting. So I did check the images in the media tab here. They're pretty much they're almost the same as the ones here on the Instagram. So I guess I'm gonna be focusing a little bit on the Instagram more, just because it's a lot larger, I guess, in a way for me to see. So yeah. And right now, just looking at their portfolio or their body of work, they do remind me of a lot of artists that I've already reviewed here on the channel, but I just can't remember their name fully. But I have seen this kind of style. It's like they're gesture drawings, but they're not cluttered. Because there are certain ways of drawing where, let me just change the brush size, where they do a lot of like loops and they try to find the flow of things, right? So you will see a lot of like overlaying lines on top of one another. But this one's a bit different. It's more about being efficient. It reminds me of another artist named, then maybe that's a good guy to recommend, Emilio dekure. Emilio dekure, especially for the figure drawing stuff. And maybe June. Right now, I'm just the only name I can remember right now is June something. So I'm gonna have to find the actual name. But they have similar figure drawings like these, where it's very sort of efficient, just one line. If they can do it in one line, they'll do it in one line. And to me, this one seems a little more aesthetic, just because it feels more confident. Like even the way the hands are done, like it's not perfect, but you kind of get the gist of what the pose is about, right? Okay, let me just turn this off. I want to see the other one. So this one's more of a back study, right? Do you see the efficiency of those lines? Like you're not doing too much. Like you're trying to capture, like even the way that the skin folds, like you don't need so many, for these kinds of drawings, you don't even have hatched lines, right? It's not about finding or shading or showing the volume of it. I think it has a lot to do with shape, maybe not design, but shape identification, along with finding like the gesture or the flow of the actual like body. So this one's more of a monkey. Interesting, but it's kind of the same style. Pretty cool, right? Very efficient. Oh, it reminds me of another artist named YB. I think that's a good guy to recommend as well. YB, right? Although for YB, they do complement their line sketches with sometimes marker, sometimes color pencil. I'm not sure what creature this is. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. So I'm just trying to flip through there. It's so cool. And seeing this, and seeing this sort of complemented, I think they have a couple of colored pieces here as well. Let me just scroll back up. And let me see, this guy, it's a cat. Very cute, right? Even the way the fur is simplified, like you can feel the fur of this like feline over here. I think it's their actual cat. I did see a cat. I think it's theirs. so fat. Maybe, who knows? Let me go back to the Instagram. Yeah, I think I reviewed another artist who draws kind of like this as well. M something. M Kim something. Kwang Kim. I'll have to research that after the recording here, but now this one, it does have some hatching lines, but I don't think it's about volume necessarily. I think they're trying to capture mostly the patterns of the cat a bit, right? And I like how instead of drawing just like a one line for this, you sort of break it down into these to suggest the fur. I mean, look at this part over here. It's very intentionally done. Interesting, but in some parts it's more like this, where it's more smooth, more connected. And I'm guessing, the reason why this is maybe spreading out a bit is because it's being like pulled, so the fur is gonna open up a bit more. That's my guess. But you know, because there is hatching, it does feel a lot thicker, like it has more volume. Even though I think it's mostly the hatching is mostly for the like the fur patterns. Nice hand study. I mean, this is such a common thing. You always like you draw your own like hand. Like if you can do this sort of exercise, I think it shows that you have good observational skills. It's a very basic thing, but I think it's very essential. Nice back here. It reminds me of another artist, a Turkish teacher, or cook something, or forgetting the name. I'm gonna have to research it again. But they do a lot of traditional sketches as well in pencil. And yeah, it shows you that you can develop sort of line confidence without necessarily using pen. Because right now, I think they're just using a basic pencil. Although it has a little more heaviness to it. So maybe it's a 2B, bare minimum, or 2B, 4B. I mean, even these clothes are so simplified, but they look pretty freaking good. And I like how the hand was done here. Right? It's like a cute, it's almost like a glove in this view. And this is kind of the value of just doing, not copies, but just studying what you find interesting. In this case, I think they're focusing on like the arm, the biceps, and how the folds sort of go along with the arms. Like this is how studies ought to look like. Like you're trying to break things down. Is this a ballpoint pen? Sorry, I think this may be a ballpoint pen. If not, it's like a 4B pencil. You know, looking at these like blotches in the paper, I'm guessing there's like ballpoint lines from the back of this sheet of paper, so maybe it's ballpoint. But these ones seem like they're pencil though. It doesn't really matter if it's pencil or pen. I think they're very efficient with those lines. It's so sketchy, but it's not like the confidence is just too clear. Some calf action here. You see the shorthand version of how like every artist has a way of drawing certain body parts. They draw it in a way that makes sense to them. So look at how the hand in this position was drawn. It's good to like study these sorts of things. It's good to make your own studies with reference, obviously, but it's also good to see how other artists break down certain poses, because I think it may help you, you know. And given the amount of artists out there, you have so many options for drawing one thing. So just find one or mix and match ones that make the most sense to you. Right now we're still focusing on the pencils. So this one's so cool, right? I do see this in a lot of like manga studies or people who do like anime art, or anime adjacent art. It's you know, they're very focused on like character design, right? But it's not the kind of character design that's always crazy. It's like basic normal stuff, like people wearing uniforms or polo shirts, shorts, and it's just much more relatable. I mean, you know, the subject usually of like these stories is like you're in high school or something, or in middle school, so it's gonna be a lot more grounded in real life, which makes the studies so fun because you don't have to search or always create something new. You can just go to Pinterest and find interesting poses. Let me just find the, oh, look at this guy. Right? They're still able to capture like that. You can feel the strength of this physique with these amount of lines. Like it's not too much, not little. Hardly any hatching at all. Maybe a little bit in the hair, but it's hardly like real shading. Yeah, let's look at the other stuff here. This may be an animation. Oh shit. So maybe they are an animator. Oh, that's pretty cool. It looks wonderful, but I feel like it's so hard, you know, to do this kind of thing. Like drawing it frame by frame. But once you actually make something, you know, somewhat decent, it's gonna look so freaking cool. Because they're basically drawings, but they're moving drawings. It's like, I'm not saying 3D animation isn't cool. It's cool too, but there's just something about 2D stuff that 2D animations just, you know, it's a lot more, I feel like, expressive in a way. Yeah, this one's nice. It's a different style, but it's a lot more playful. I feel like I've encountered, I think zhou, ZHOU something. They have like it's almost like abstract art, right? And the lines, they're not line work. They're sort of artistically added in. Specifically, I'm referring to like these black lines. I mean, we have some shadows here, right? But you don't actually see like a line or contour line. Oh shit, maybe you have a little bit zooming in, but it's not like all throughout, like the hair, the body, the arms. It's very like it's added after, or they almost look like the final marks in their sketch or illustration. I do like the vibe. It's very sort of pastel, like oil pastel. It has that vibe just because of the textures of the brushes. They're kind of thick, kind of oily, very oil pastel-esque. It's very playful too. Like the way it's being rendered, it's so like alive. It's almost like it was done by a child, but obviously children don't really have strong art skills, but the playfulness, I think, is, and that's kind of the cool thing. If you just stick to art and don't quit, you can still keep that artistic, creative, wild energy that you would get, or that you kind of really understand when you're young. And you can keep that and actually make use of it, but you just can't quit. You know, you have to just develop your skills, give it enough time to like grow so both can sort of match each other's energy, you know, that creative, crazy sort of spirit along with your, you know, like rational hard skills, right? Because we have so many ideas, but if we can't illustrate them because we lack the skills, it's gonna suck so bad. I do like this one. Again, very minimal. I like the lines. And I've talked about this. We've talked because we've seen this with a lot of artists. The idea of double lines. Look at this part over here. It's the same, like the redrawing the line twice. It just adds a little bit of something. It's not everywhere. Some parts it's just one line, but I think having some spots where it's like two of the same line, it just makes it look more filled up. And it does provide a sort of sketchy vibe too a little bit, but it's a great way to indent or make to add more weight to a line without making it just thicker. Just draw the same line width just right next to it and show off that space in between. And I think that's a good way to add a little bit of indentation without necessarily making the line, you know, super thick like this. So in a way, it just doesn't make your drawing or your line drawing too heavy to look at, which can happen if you have, or if you're using some kind of brush pen where you can have one or lines where it's super thin and then it becomes like super thick because you're using the side of a brush. It looks cool, but sometimes maybe, I don't know, it can be a bit too much maybe. So try the whole double lines thing. Just add one more line next to the original line. And you're also breaking up your lines, like kind of like this. We did see this, like these openings. We did see it with like the fur of the cat, right? Not everything has to be a contour straight line. Interesting. Let's go to this guy. I do like this watercolor sketch or painting. These kinds of sets look so cool. I mean, I know they harden up, and then all you have to do is like just wet it with obviously water. But look at this painting. It looks realistic. The colors anyway, it's like very real life type. But obviously the brush strokes, it's a sketch or a quick painting. Very sort of loose, but the vibe, the energy is there, right? And the sketchbook looks nice too. It can take on quite a bit of watercolor. Because there are some mixed media pads that, yeah, they say mixed media, but the moment you add water, it becomes kind of shit. Like it just can't take that much amount of water, so this is their class. Is that a studio? I mean, I see a microwave in the back, so another student. So while they're working here, that water is too close to the the charger. It's too risky, bruh. It even the painting even looks good in this view. Jesus freaking. Wait, what kind of laptop is that? Like, not the one in the back, but this one. It's so interesting. Yeah, I think they're in some kind of class or studio. Pretty cool. Right, very quick sketches, but you get the vibe. Someone trying to draw something over here. They're drawing it in different positions. The one at the top and the bottom, and on the right hand side, it's someone listening to music. It's sketchy, but are the lines cluttered? I don't think so. I think it's just enough. Like the energy is so there. You know what? I recommend studying or looking at. Sorry, just drinking coffee. I recommend checking out like storyboard artists. It's because they have a way of drawing efficiently. I think my favorite one, or the one I know the most, is I think their name is Dan Milligan. Dan Milligan. I like their drawing so much. Anyway, moving on. This one's a colored piece. Yeah, the anatomy is kind of pulled, kind of exaggerated. Reminds me a little bit of I believe the guy's name is Max. Oh, she's hot. Max Grecke or Grecke? Max Grecke. Max Grecke. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me just open this in a new tab. Right? Very loose. It's almost it's giving a little bit of Bridgman. It's like George Bridgman adjacent, or it has those vibes a little bit. By the way, I like this pose where the feet is kind of in the bottom of the, like it's cushioning the butt. So hot. I want to see the legs too. Look at this guy. You know, sometimes my sketches will, or my sheets of paper or pages will look like this, where a lot of it is just empty space and I'm just like focusing on just a couple of parts. But and sometimes it doesn't feel so good because it feels like you want, like sketchbook pages look good when they're like filled up, but sometimes they just don't look, or they don't end up being filled up. And they're more like this where it's and I want to see, I think this is some kind of animation, a reel. Okay, interesting. Yeah, they can animate. In animation is like its own skill. First you need to be good in drawing, and then you need to learn how to make those drawings move. I mean, I don't even know. RIP? What happened here? So it's a lot. I know what she's on. Yeah, for these kinds of gesture drawings, they're including, like you can tell by the line work, they're incorporating some anatomical detail a bit. It's not too detailed, but because like you're capturing a little bit of the nuances of the contours of the arm and stuff like that, or the shoulders. So when you have like a reference photo, you want to try, it's good to like break things down in this way, you know, like you're trying to capture like the main size of the chest, you know, trying to join the pelvis. I mean, these are great to help like mask things, and you can add like the shoulders over here. So that's good. It helps you just measure the volume of things, or the thickness of things, or the shape, the overall shape of things. So that's good. But I think it's also good to study the actual contours, like the lines. So seeing how the arm or the shoulder maybe does that, the tricep kind of sticks out a little bit and then dips down, right? So you want to capture like these stuff and draw this way sometimes, because it's gonna, like these two things are gonna mix up eventually into something like this, you know, where you have some anatomical detail AD, with some of these like more basic like shapes and stuff. Let me open this in a new tab. Fuck. Oh, these are more quicker. I'm guessing they're like 2-minute sketches, maybe even 1-minute sketches. But you can tell the pose. I mean, these are good gesture drawings. I mean, even this, they're kind of like on their back with their legs sort of elevated up. You know, their portfolio or their body of work is kind of all over the place, but I just see, oh shit, is that an oil painting? Oil painting? Like they're just studious, you know, they just study, they just draw, paint. And they're just in the zone. I'm not sure if this guy's a teacher or something, or a student. I'll say this person knows how to study and learn. I mean, look at how minimalistic this is, but it's so like, want to see this one. I mean, look at that back. It's so freaking nice. Ooh. That's some nice anatomy. You know, I have a book here. I forgot the oh shit. Morpho. It's by Michel Lauricella. You see it? I haven't really studied it fully, but I may have to, because their drawings kind of look like this as well, where the anatomy is not too like super crazy, but it just gives you enough detail to you know, make it seem realistic. And yeah, and the way they draw the anatomy, whenever they draw like these contour lines, it captures those like anatomical nuances, which does, even though you have like, even though it's not a fully detailed thing, it looks a little realistic just because of the, it's able to capture like how the curves happen all throughout the contours of the body, kind of like this, right? You could have simplified the shapes further, but they're adding a little bit of detail through the contour lines, like the how hard it kind of shifts, how harsh that curve is, or how sort of short and quick they are, you know. So cool. This one is so freaking nice. Look at that. And in pencil. This one's kind of minimalistic. Oh, it's kind of Kim Jung-gi-ish. Kim Jung-gi. You know what? Fuck it. We'll say Kim Jung-gi. Kim Jung-gi is a good guy to recommend as well. Kim Jung-gi. Right? Like, oh. This one's nice. Like, oh, kawaii. Oh, another artist. Okinawa Nogori. At Okinawa Nogori on X or Twitter. They kind of draw this the same. They're very focused on the contours. Okinawa no Gori. They're kind of like this, right? They're not hatching too much, maybe a little bit, but it's mostly about like these major lines, and those lines have, you know, they're able to capture again that nuance that you would get with the human body, right? Those curves, those subtle curves. There's also another one named Huang something. They do a lot of like traditional sketches as well. I think it's Huang something. I think it's a, who knows? Is this Yi? I don't know. Hard to say, but oh, very cute, very kawaii. Cute dragon. In this case, they're on their iPad. I'm guessing Procreate. I mean, look at how simple this is. Very basic shapes. It's a lot more simplified. It's almost like abstract art. But you get like the vibe of it. It's a good, you're still able to capture like the essence of the thing. Very graphic designy. And they're using oh my god, some kind of permanent marker. Interesting. So some iPad sketches. By the way, guys, I do recommend you use a Tumblr. I think it's called, or what, is this a Tumblr? Or one of those, like it's insulated, so you can retain like either the heat or the cold. Because when I use like a normal cup, I often have to like reheat the coffee. So I have to go back and forth and microwave the, the damn thing. But yeah, it's just much more convenient this way. Oh, look at that. Okay, pretty cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this review of... Yeah, they have different names. Let me just quickly go to their Twitter. Rex. Yeah, it's pretty much the same content. Almost the same. Although I think they have... Oh, this one's kind of cool. They have a couple of extra sketches on their X. So I will link both of these pages, both the Instagram and the Twitter. Yeah, I've seen this book before. Oh yeah, they look kind of similar. Yeah, so they recommend this Force book by, I forgot her name. Oh, Michael D. Matesi. I haven't read it, but I remember seeing this cover somewhere. It looks nice. So I may have to get me a copy of it. That's a nice freaking chicken. Or rooster. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, there's another artist who draws this way. They like using these ink lines and then coloring underneath. And a lot of the inks have this like strong, super strong bleed or bleeds at the end. I forgot her name though. So, very sort of abstract, very playful. Yeah, the dragon is right here. Yeah, YI.B does this a lot. Let's see some more stuff. Yes, I guess they have a couple of animations here as well on X. Play this. Damn, that's a lot of drawing. Like even studies like these where you break down certain movements when you're trying to, break apart chopsticks. I'm not sure what they're opening here. A condom? Really? A condom? Oh, she's hot. Oh wait, so this is the drawing. And then the animation is over here. Yeah, this one looks nice and clean. Damn, how do you do this kind of thing? So cool. So if you are into animation, I think you would learn a lot from this artist. But even if you're not, if you're like a 2D drawing artist, I think they're still worth checking out. Oh, kawaii. Is this Yuri? Kawaii. Baka. Nom 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 nom. Oh, she looks crazy. Oh, I see a little, I think it's a piercing on her lower lip. Oh, rebellious. Mean. I bet the hair is the animation. I knew it. Oh, that's so freaking cool. Oh, her eyes are changing. It's so freaking cool. Oh, it's so over. Quit art right now. And yeah, I guess that's it for this art review. I will link again the X or this page along with the Instagram page. And yeah, I'll see you in the... Let me just see this one. This one looks kind of cool. Oh, so the animation is like the lighting on her face. Oh, that's so cool. So beautiful. And you know, when you do these animations, these types of animations, you can make it into a GIF, which I find really cool. Like if you can make it loop, I think that would be such a cool animation. So yeah, anyway, I'll stop here. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Let me just, yeah, next one. Bye.